Rally Radio, where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio.
Yeah.
The world of hip-hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to planes. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tools. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, SI Sean, they crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in to Rally Radio.
Where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Woo, 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 woo. We in the building.
Let's go.
Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You already know what it is, man. It's the bearded one here.
SI Sean, baby. Let's do
He's back.
it. Let's go.
Y'all can stop asking me. Yo, where's SI Sean?
Back in the
I
flesh.
said
Yeah.
he got business to attend.
Let's go.
I said he be back.
Let's do it, man. Back in the place to be. And not for nothing, I missed it though.
Let's go. Ain't nothing like
100%, son.
you know, ain't nothing like how you say, welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
That's
It's
a
like
fact.
cheers.
Yeah, right? We in bullshit right there, son.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
That's real.
Boom, boom. It was on the point with that song, by the way. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. You already know what it is, man. We are here.
Let's do it.
Shout out to Aaron. We already in the building. SP, he said, back from the junkyard. Laugh out loud. Let's go. We obviously want to know more about that.
Yeah, right?
We obviously want to know more about that, SP. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in live. You already know where to find us. If you don't know where to find us, you already know what it is. Shout out to everybody tuning in on YouTube. We see those numbers jumping up. We appreciate y'all early, and you already know where we are today. We are talking about SEMA and some of the news that we've gotten about SEMA. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to make it this year. We couldn't get our media pass. Psych. We didn't even really try. But next year, we're going to get this media pass. See, they don't want to just let anybody in. And I understand. But we've been checking out a lot of the different articles that's been going on. And let me tell you, is the aftermarket dead? It's a good question.
I don't know, man. I think the aftermarket is writing his name on the wall, son.
I think it's about to be time. Shout out to everybody who's there paying attention. And the reason I say that, and the reason we all say that, is because at first it looked like the dealerships was coming after them.
Mm-hmm.
The dealerships was selling. Look at Dodge, direct connection.
All that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They was taking everything right out of the aftermarket's hands.
You want transmission swaps you could grab from them, all that.
Let's go.
Crate engines, everything you need.
Whatever you need, you could get it from them now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now with this big EV craze, shout to Zoom for Zoom. What's popping?
Let's go.
Shout to Zoom for Zoom. We happy when we see all our people tuning in. Shout to my guy Zoom for Zoom. Yo, it was really crazy show last week. Last 2 weeks. It was really good. Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paid attention, man. Y'all definitely rocking with us. But today, like I said, we talking about the aftermarket. And then I want to talk to y'all about the Type R.
Yeah.
The aftermarket is crazy. I'm just going to put it out there. The aftermarket is wild. And with SEMA going on the way it is, do you think the aftermarket is dead? Shout to SP that they trying to assassinate the aftermarket early. And we not defending it like we should. Uh-oh. Shout to SP.
But the aftermarket also got its greasy ways too, though.
Like, you think so?
Yeah, like you looking for this rare part. Let's say some crazy exhaust from HKS or something like that. What do you think they gonna want for that?
Dough. That's part of the game.
Damn, son.
That's part of the game, baby.
Damn.
That's part of the game.
Clearly,
it's part of the game. So you can't even be mad at them for that. I'm not necessarily upset about that.
Yeah.
You know, but my thing is just, it's funny that, you know, and we're gonna go through. I'm gonna go through. Oh man, we wilding. I'm gonna go through my history with the aftermarket because, you know, me and the aftermarket have a love-hate relationship. Shout to everybody. Yo, shout to Jay, I believe that's Jay tuning in.
Let's
Shout
go,
to him.
Jay.
Shout to Sales. He's already in the building. Shout to everybody who's tuned in because I know you're about to have a good conversation. And we're going to need all of y'all chime in because I want to hear what you guys got to
Factory,
say.
absolutely.
Because I feel like there's a lot of times where we don't necessarily look for the aftermarket, but it's happening. It's definitely happening. So we got to look into that. Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You know how we get down. Yeah, they robbing us blind, son.
Absolutely.
They robbing us blind. They robbing us blind. But so before we even get into any of that, I gotta tell y'all about this Uber ride I had last night.
Damn.
And y'all know I'm gonna start naming this segment because I always gotta take an Uber home after it be late. Shout to Jay. He said, with the way some of these cars are put together nowadays, the aftermarket for performance has become such a sketchy red line for them after what happened with carb tuning and whatnot. That is a fact.
We can't forget what they trying to do to eBay though. Charge them how much they trying to charge them again? 1.9 or something like that?
They trying to hit eBay with a $1.9 million fine.
Damn.
For selling parts that could trick your check engine light. Yes.
Come on, man.
This is what they doing. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. We get into the conversation. Aftermarket is dying because cars are stout from the box. Most average guys just need that 500 tune and they getting like 100 plus horsepower. So who need $1,000 exhaust out here?
I mean, so okay, hold on. I got it.
I'm glad he said that though, because that is definitely. We're gonna wait for that answer. I'm gonna tell you, if you still don't want that titanium beast with the burnt ends,
come on, son.
Nah.
And I gotta ask though, which cars is really like what cars is he referring to that's really stout from the gate?
Well, you know, if you're gonna buy one, you're gonna buy the most stout one. You know, I'll take that prime example. The Type R. I ran into another, I think, sport model or EX, and I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. Not take off, man. And I'm just like, not to say the car is underpowered.
Yeah.
But, you know, they want to be Type Rs. You might as well buy one.
That's true, though. But
you might as well buy one. So that's what I think he means. Like, the stout. Most people are getting the bout it version.
Yeah, but I also think he's referring to, like, if you throw a couple parts on, let's say that sport one you ran into, you know, some of them come turbo. So already got the power plant right there. So if you throw a couple parts on and you tune it, it's there.
Yes.
The power's there.
Yes.
I don't know. I think he might have been referring to that too.
Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Don't forget you can call in 516-206-0711. We definitely want to hear what you got to say. Everybody has an opinion and we love it. That's what we want to hear. But at the end of the day, I gotta say, with Zoom for Zoom, he is hitting something on the head that I feel a lot of people we haven't been paying attention to. And like we said, the fact that these cars are coming out animalistic already, he's right.
Yeah.
You get the right Beamer, it's a beast.
That's true though, but that doesn't still mean it's not restricted somewhere along the lines though.
I tell you what, the Type R engine. What did we say about when the FL5 Type R came out and it had 5 more horsepower than the FK8 Type R? Yeah. What did we say? What did I say? I said
you said there was a lot more power to be tapped with it.
There's a lot more power to be tapped.
And all they did was what? They did maybe one thing that was really, I guess, to even get it to that
slight fuel curve.
That's it. I'm saying something like that, and an exhaust flap.
And there you go. And they made enough power. So now we got to say to ourselves, when it comes down to the aftermarket, what do they really need them for? And with the transition to EV, this is all working for them.
You know what? It is the transition with the EV, but it's also like, you know what? If we really can't get a dollar out of them, why are they even here?
What you mean?
Like if they really can't eat off of them, eat off the aftermarket, what's the point? And like you said, it's also the killer, the killer gas power agenda. Forget about it.
Shout to Jay. He said, with the way some of these cars are built nowadays and legislation's coming down on aftermarket companies, they are kind of carrying the line and not have a situation that happened with Cobb. So let's talk about what happened with Cobb. One day they was here, one day they was not. Not that the company's out, they were not allowed to use the kind of tunes that they had. You had an old tune on your car, an old carb tuning, a tune on your car, and you did the update, you lost that. And God forbid if you had anything that was overrunning your check engine light or anything like that, or was running any kind of serious power, they got rid of that tune. And a lot of that had to do with what was coming down from the government. The government was cracking down on a lot of these companies and a lot of these aftermarket companies about what they selling. And this has really been the issue. So now we look at SEMA. What do you see at SEMA? Couple carbon fiber hoods. Yeah. Won't be no more exhaust. They had a video, and I posted it on the Instagram. Don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram at Gutterball Rally, at Rally Radio Podcast. You can find us on Instagram. They put a Tesla up there, and this upset me. I was angry, man. I was angry.
You talking about when a guy was stepping on the aluminum pedal on the floor?
He's stepping on the barber pedal. Like, you know when the barber want to raise your chair? He's stepping on the barber pedal and it's revving. And it's revving. Back, revving and everything. I said, this is what we've come to? When did we, does this move you? And if that's the case, does this align with what they want to do with exhaust and quiet noise and all of that? No. So what's the difference? Oh, my goodness.
Again, man, I guess the difference is, quote unquote, the emissions. That's what it has to be, supposedly.
You know, and you know, I had this conversation with my homeboy. Shout to everybody in MTA, man. I had this conversation with my homeboy, and I said to him, listen, do you know what causes more environmental damage than cars? He said, what? I said, methane gas.
Damn.
He said, really? He said, where does methane gas come from? And you ready for this?
Yeah.
Cows. Cows taking a dump. So if we eliminate, if we eliminated the world of cows, we would have way less emissions. They ain't gonna do that.
I mean, why not? They are cloning meat.
Pause.
Yeah, hold on, offside.
Shout to my guy Reeps. He's in the building. Every
That's
car
crazy,
comes
bro.
with restrictions due to insurance. Okay, but we could buy that cars come with restrictions. Right? I get it. But the aftermarket has never been as quiet as it is now.
I think it's like what you said, though. Like the whole EV agenda is like, and it looks like you said, they're coming down on them now. They're coming down on the aftermarket so hard. They like this, why are we even trying to put out anything for? They probably got a whole host of stuff they want to do.
Yes.
But they can't do it.
So
is the fines worth it?
No.
That's why eBay probably gonna be like this. Man, I'm gonna have to let this one go, B.
So, like I said before, if you're trying to get an exhaust off of eBay, anything you're trying to buy off of eBay, you better get it now.
That's a fact. That's it, son.
You better get it now because they're gonna shut it down. But I will say this, however, right? So, shout to SB Magazine. They was definitely in the building, and I thought that was great. I love to see those guys out. S3 Magazine is out there. They was one of the last to defend their magazine, right? So they was out there and they was talking to Seibon. Seibon. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Seibon. Y'all already know that. Shout to Jay.
Seibon.
Seibon. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But
I hear you. Carry on.
They out there talking to Seibon and they showing them the FL5.
Okay.
The Supra.
Yeah.
The Corolla. The GR Corolla. They show, and you know what he said? He said something real enlightening, and that's what I wanted to bring to everybody.
What's that?
He said, these are tuner cars. This is what Saban was saying. These are tuner cars. And yet they cost as much as performance cars. So these cars are supposed to be for the young people to buy and do what they want to do. But now they're out of their price range, and that's why they're not selling. And this is why our aftermarket is failing.
That makes so. Wait, hold on. That was really interesting, though. So wait, so a tuning car is not a sports car?
Not that it's not a sports car. It doesn't cost as much as a Ferrari. Let's be honest.
But that's an exotic sports car, though.
Well, should your GR Corolla cost as much as a Vet?
Nah.
Should your GR Corolla cost as much as or more than a Hellcat?
Nah.
But it does, and because of markups. All of this,
that's a whole nother thing, though. See, that's what brings it out of people ballpark, because you got people hiking at 10, 20 over sticker.
There you go. Shout to Reeps. He said, also creating electricity is the number one cause of pollution, burning fossil fuels, coal, etc. So all of the EV to save the environment is bullish.
No, it really is though. He's definitely on the money with that because as we know before, they using these earth moving equipments that using nothing but oil and gas to do this.
Hilarious.
To go mine and get whatever they need for these batteries or whatever. Man,
it's
it's a joke. It's a real big joke, y'all.
It's a big
joke. But you're right though. You're onto something right there because I agree with you. I feel like even the GR Supra, it shouldn't cost as much as it is.
No,
heck no, son.
Put it like this: it's not even at the because I'm not afraid of the price.
Okay,
it's the markup, and the dealers are in on it. They're in on it, and this is the problem. Shout to Jay. He said, yes, the Tesla beatbox. They were really out here trying to push that on people. Yo, do you realize that in the car show, they let people drive an electric car on the track?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Ridiculous.
But yo, I think it's a lot more deeper because it's like, what are they really trying to sell people on? Right? Mm-hmm. When you really think about it, right? They was never letting you drive a gas powered car indoors.
Well, they couldn't because of exhaust.
They could have invented it. They could have found a way to do it if they really wanted to.
Put it outside. Put it right there in the front.
Precisely.
But
precisely. Come on, kid. Come on.
They won't do that.
Nah, son.
They won't do that. And that's what I'm saying. They doing everything in their power. And I love the fact that a lot of these things are coming out. And we got a lot of different articles today. That's actually crazy because it looked like Cobra Commander and skated again.
Damn, son.
Cobra Commander and skated again. It looked like the courts ruled in his favor that the automatic pilot crashes, autonomous crashes are your fault.
Are we surprised? I'm not. I know you ain't.
They said the car gave him back power with 8 seconds. That should be ample time to get out of a bad situation. Crazy.
Yo, if we don't know what bought, hook, line, and sinker is, this is it, son.
Shout to Jessica Grandy. She said, "What's good, yo?" She said, "What's good?" Pop the bid on the SI zone.
Let's go.
Back
What's
in the
happening?
building. Let's go.
Let's do
it.
I
told you he'd be back.
Factory.
Shout to Mr. 2J86. He said, "Current day SEMA is a prime example on why you do not let your politicians dictate the car companies how to build cars." So here's where let me take these off because I feel like they're hurting me. I want to say what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
After looking at the aftermarket and looking at SEMA, it had me wondering one thing. Will you be able to tune your car? Because remember, they don't want you tuning your car, period.
Remember they had a restriction on the Mustang, you couldn't do it. And the CA vet, you couldn't do it. They ain't want you touching it.
Had an encrypted ECU. And they consider that piracy if you're able to get into it.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, I don't even see how the aftermarket survives after this. Now, let me just tell you a story. A lot of times, the aftermarket done saved me when it came to buying that or OEM parts. Your exhaust rusts and rots out when you get rid of it. They want how much money for a stock exhaust because you can't find it. You got to go to the junkyard or something like that.
They want like $1,500.
And now I'm going to turn around and see an HKS exhaust
for 8.
I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
See, don't forget your training thought. Absolutely. Like I feel like the aftermarket is so ill because it was like a perfect alternative.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
And then they got even better over time.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I think the aftermarket. See, I think the real problem is they not banding together. They're not banding together to make no noise.
They don't got no lobbyists whatsoever.
Nothing.
And I think that's the bad part. But
yeah, carry on.
I will say this, right? Looking at the playing field right now, even me recently looking for parts, there's not too many places you could go to where you're going to get parts.
I find that very interesting because I call myself looking for axles for the beast. I'm
early.
Like, yo, where the axles at?
You should be able to find that with ease.
Like good, decent axles, quality axles. Where?
Negative.
I don't know, son. It's crazy.
This is what I'm saying. So when it comes down to the aftermarket, you got, like I said, with SEMA, you got to start to wonder. A lot of these companies are going to have to venture into making parts for electric cars. And you know
what parts?
That's hilarious.
What parts?
Wheels, carbon fiber parts. Serious. You're going to wait till you see the carbon
Suspension?
fiber. Yeah, that's it.
Brakes?
And tires that don't wear out. And serious. They cannot exist. The only way they exist is if we support them. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. I just supported the aftermarket crazy for this Type R. and I'm supporting them crazy for my CRX. And you know what?
Yeah.
When I get my hands on my Hellcat, yes, I'm gonna support. Let's go. Rally Radio, who we got in the box? Let's
go
Zoom
Zoom
for
for Zoom.
Well,
Let's
hold
make
up,
it
hold up, hold
happen.
up. We gotta. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go, yo. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. Can y'all hear the caller?
Let's go.
Let me know in the comments if you can hear the caller. Zoom for Zoom. Let's go, baby. Yo, we glad you called.
100%.
Let's talk about it. Aftermarket. Oh. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You look at the price for these parts for some of these companies, the aftermarket companies, you're like, is it really worth it? We could just take it, let's say, Cobb tune, whatever them, tunes that people do, and they give you like 100 horsepower, and you go out the box. So you don't need all the extra, things that some of the cars you can use back in the day.
Mm.
So,
I gotta say this though.
Even,
Zoom for Zoom, you're 100% right. Give me 2 seconds though, because we want to make sure everybody. Can y'all hear him?
Okay.
Can y'all hear him? Because we can hear him. Can you hear him? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear the caller. Continue on Zoom for Zoom. I'm sorry.
right. So, and then when you look at just like how the cars are nowadays, and I'll tell you what happened. The Nissan GTR, when it came out back in the day,
Yes.
changed the whole performance car game.
Oh boy.
Wait. You talking about the 07 one, the R35?
The 07.
Okay.
Because remember now, when we all bought the cheaper Japanese tuner cars, the point of the cars were to compete with more expensive cars. You buy them, they weren't as much horsepower. What do you do? Throw the aftermarket parts, bam, they right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now you look at when the GTR came out, this car was supposed to come out at what, $65,000?
Yes.
Okay, not bad compared to, let's say, a Porsche 911, which it was going at, maybe like a Corvette ZR1 or something.
Okay.
Next thing you know, the GTR's cost you like $100,000.
Yes.
That's not a bargain no more.
Nah, you're right. But
so
carry on.
When you're looking at the tuner cars, look at the Supra now, or you look at the new Z. These cars are costing as much as higher powers, like almost supercars. It's not really adding up. So now, are you going to say you're buying performance parts for these? The market has changed so much. Is that let's say you buy that the A90 Supra.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do these parts that you buy, how much horsepower is it creating? And if you just pay so much for this car, I'm not putting all this extra money into these parts for it. You know what I mean?
So, okay, Zoom for Zoom. First off, shout to you. I believe this is the first time you called here, right?
First time I called in here.
Hey, you know what? Shout to him because
Factory.
he's been tuning in and he's been commenting.
Absolutely.
But we don't let you off the hook that easy when you call for the first time. You know that,
I
right?
got you.
So you know what this means.
Hold on.
Yeah. We ask, you answer. The faster, the better. Gear up. Only on Rally Radio.
All right. What we're gonna do right now is what we call.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna hit you with 5 questions, and we need you to answer them as fast as you can.
Let's go.
We want you to answer them as fast as you can. Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready. You're ready.
All aftermarket. 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Okay, here we go. HKS or full race?
Full race.
Ooh. Porsche or Ferrari?
Ooh.
Porsche.
Ooh.
Toyota or Ford?
Ford.
Ooh, I was expecting that. All-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive?
All-wheel drive.
Ooh. Okay.
Front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive?
All-wheel drive.
Oh my goodness.
Shifting
Okay.
gears.
I ain't gonna front
We
though.
ask, you
His
answer.
His time was pretty good this round.
Gear up.
His time
Only
was
on
pretty
Rally
nice.
Radio.
Let's go.
He looked
Shout
at the
to
tree
Zoom.
he was going for.
He was going for it. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. With that being said, right now, what you're saying is true. The aftermarket has died with the amount of performance that they give in a car. But I will say this though.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing about the aftermarket and the one thing about us car guys and car girls out here that's listening, we are never happy with stock.
For too long.
For too long.
But you know what I gotta say? I gotta add to what y'all said, right? Because now y'all got me thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, like, even when the Super came out, the Skylines came out, I'm talking about in the 90s and all that, the 3Zs and everything.
Yeah.
They was geared to go, NSXs, they was geared to go at the higher end German cars.
Yes, they always fighting against the German
My
cars. That's
point,
true.
and I feel like they never stopped that. And like Zoom said, when that 07 Skyline came out,
Yes.
they was like, yo, we still fighting.
Yes.
So I think that's where the problem lied. That I feel like, not saying they couldn't keep up with them, because obviously they can.
Yes.
Obviously they could.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they, even at just the JDM market, just strayed away from the purpose.
But I feel like Zoom, I feel like this. And
I don't think it's straight away. See, what I'm saying is like they make the cars so much more efficient out of the box. Is that when you look at the aftermarket, yeah, you can buy an exhaust. Yeah, you can buy a downpipe. But for the price of what you're looking at for what you're getting, some people are like, it's not worth it.
But wait though. So no, he has a point. But wait though. So okay, you get the upgrade exhaust. Now it makes your car look different and it makes it sound different.
Right.
So it's like we can't just.
But you could have got that from Shea Stadium though.
Damn.
I gotta keep it a buck.
So wait, you could have, like you said, you could have got the titanium. Hold on, Zoom. You could have got the titanium setup from Shea Stadium. That's what you're trying to tell me?
You could have.
You could.
Yeah. You never go by Shea Stadium and you see Pablo with the burnt tip half cut. You just weld it on like $60.
You got a
Have
point.
a nice day, son.
He got a point. Poppy be like this. He be like exhaust. And then
if you just want the sound, that's all you got. You be like, yo, Pablo, man, cut it up for me, Poppy. That's it.
He'll get it done.
See, this I can't agree with y'all, because by agreeing with y'all, it makes it seem like aftermarket is no longer needed.
But it's not that it's not needed. Let me ask you,
it's not that it's not needed. It's think of what are you using the car for? Like I said, I'm talking about remember, when I say aftermarket, when you look back in the day, you're talking about, let's say, the average guy on the street. But if you had a car, like I said, you had a regular Japanese tuner car, you needed the aftermarket to keep up with other cars in the street. You don't need that as much anymore. So now your aftermarket is more so for the guys with a higher purpose with their car.
Damn.
Because now you're going to put more money into it, because let's say you need it to go to the track or your drag racing. Damn. Or things like that. Now the aftermarket is going to suit you, because now you have a different purpose. For regular, like the kid on the street that's 2021, he ain't putting no wrench arm in that car to do anything with it.
Shout to my guy, Ak Bless. He said car radios on Amazon mirror your phone. Hey, you know what? Zoom, I didn't look at it like that.
Right.
I didn't look at it like that. Wow, he actually has a point. These cars that's coming from Japan, like, he's right. When you bought we got another caller too. Caller, don't wait. When we finish with this call back. We want to know what you think. Here's the thing, and he's right. When you first started with the GSX and all that, it was about it. Don't get me wrong, but not in the stock form. It needed work.
But wait, see, I think
needed work.
Hold on, I think we start losing it a little bit. Like, so in stock form, the car wasn't about it. Who was his competitors?
Right.
I think we gotta gauge it like that.
Okay. You take that car. You're like, yeah. I'm a
210 all-wheel drive wasn't that heavy.
210 all-wheel drive.
Maybe even 220.
Nah, it wasn't. I mean, remember the GXX was a light car.
That's what I'm saying.
Still wasn't. it still wasn't. Let's say you took that car out, it wasn't really, let's say, competing with, let's say, what car came out around the same time that was. Let's say it wasn't going at no Corvette.
Fact.
You had the more about it JDM cars to go out the vet, the Supra, the Z's, the RX-7s. The MK4 Supra was a direct competitor for that car and beat it out in every category.
But that car still, you gotta remember, when it comes to American cars, when it comes to like American JDM, American cars are just more so down the drag strip.
It don't matter.
Yeah, but then so like down the drag strip, I don't think a Supra was taking the top of the line Corvette.
Never.
The top of the line.
Shout to Zoom because he's right.
I don't know.
He's right.
I don't know about that.
He's 100%.
I don't know about that.
Here's the thing. And he's right. He's right. The GTR changed that. Because remember, the GTR, they had the handshake agreement at 300 and something at 276, right?
But that was for the JDM market when it came over here.
It was 500, 540. That's ridiculous now.
Exactly.
Caller, please. Yo, if it's one thing I love when our callers call in because I want to hear what everybody has to say. But call if you can hear us when we finish with Zoom for Zoom, call back. We definitely want to hear what you got to say. Here's the thing, though.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Even when you look at German cars,
okay,
like when you look at some of the Beamers that came around that time, the M3, the 90, when you look at a lot of these cars, they really was about it. And he's right. The Japanese didn't give us everything at one time. We did need an aftermarket. This is why HKS, a lot of those companies really took off because of what they could do with a stock car.
Okay. Exactly. And you paid that extra premium for those parts because you knew if I put this stuff on, my car's going to at least get 100 plus and better.
And you know where that changed, Zoom for Zoom? You know where that changed? That changed in the first Fast and Furious movie. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when he put the Supra up against the Ferrari, in stock form, that Supra is getting blown, the doors blown off of it, right?
That's tough.
But now we talking about a fully built Supra, right or wrong? Come on, SI, stop.
Okay. I'm listening.
Zoom for Zoom. I'm telling you, that Supra would have gotten murdered at 300 horsepower.
330. That car wasn't making 300.
330.
No doubt about it. Exactly.
He got murdered. But now,
I don't know, yo.
Now we talking about a front mount, turbo, downpipe, intake. Intake manifold, boost controller. Now we running 700-800 on a stock bottom. I dare you to rev me and tell me how much my car costs.
Because even let's take what you just said. You just said something. Let's say now you see how all the modifications you just said, right? Mm-hmm. Now look at when these cars came up back in the day. They wasn't coming no front mount intercooler. They were coming with little small side mount.
He's got all that.
So
he does.
So you look at these cars now. They come with all that front mount intercooler. They come with like at least 2.5 inch exhaust. They come with kind of like this already.
So you know what? It's funny you said that. At that time, the only cars I could think of that came with a front mount intercooler in your face, the Evo when it came out, and the Dodge Neon SRT.
But wait,
front mount.
But
like
wait,
boom, right in front of you.
The MK3 Supra came with a front mount.
Yeah, but they was hidden though.
Yeah, it was slightly hitting up a couple degrees.
Nah,
that's what it was.
It was stock intercooler.
It was front mounted. It was up slightly. Marlon, where you at? It was up slightly.
Zoom.
I'm telling you.
Zoom, you hear this?
And just to put a little context on the wait, Zoom, let's just put a little context on the Supra from the 90s and the ZR1, the top model at the time. The ZR1 was a 12.8. The Supra was a 13.0. That much of a difference for a 405 horsepower car to a 330? Come on.
I mean, the Supra of that time was no joke because you got to look at a lot of different factors. But when you're just talking, even when you're talking about, let's say now you take because the Corvette ZR1 at the time wasn't much more in price than let's say the Supra. Remember that Supra was $40,000.
But the Supra killed it in everything.
Yeah, he's right.
No,
the
actually,
the price is what killed the Supra.
It was actually more like 45. But still, you
the
still
Supra-
got
So I think the Supra might have even cost more than that Corvette. When you think
the
about it.
Super was if you act an all around
But
car, the
now,
Super killed
like
it.
I said, now when you take the VR1 or let's take like a Viper or something like that. You start modifying that, it's a totally different ball game.
Totally different.
So, like I said, modifications back then meant more
he's right.
than now.
He's right.
It's just like I said, now, like I said, you can buy aftermarket parts, but do they mean as much to the car? Like, how much is it doing? Like, suspension is always going to be suspension. You can always fix up your suspension, make it better. That another stop. But we talking about, mostly we talking about aftermarket, we're talking about the power. That's what right though. That's what right came from aftermarket. How much power can these parts give me? And they really just don't give enough in the aftermarket, because from the factory, they give you a lot now, because the factory is trying to eliminate the aftermarket when you think about it logically.
Because it makes more money for them.
True.
Yeah.
It makes more money for them.
But it goes
right.
Okay. But it goes back to what y'all just said. Who's copping the top of the line M3? What's
Me.
the market? That's you, but you're not in your early 20s though.
Even in my early 20s, I would have did it. But
you got a point with that though.
Here's the thing. It's funny that you say that, right? And at the end of the day, y'all both have a point.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, the cars now are coming with way more power.
Y'all basically saying they're way too efficient.
Right. I mean, basically, the way I look at it is, from the factory now, the cars are very efficient to making power. So doing things with the aftermarket on these cars just don't do enough. Because I mean, you'll get something, but it's not like I said, how back in the days where you put a downpipe on the car and that car is flying
40
now,
horsepower.
No, you're right.
He's right.
No, you're right. You're not. I'm not.
right.
You know why I'm not disagreeing? Because I wanted to drop a front mount SI. Right? They said you gain no power. It just won't heat soak. I was like, why am I gonna do this then?
Because you don't want it to heat soak.
No, but that's not enough. So y'all make sense. Like, it's not enough anymore. Like, it just won't heat soak. I won't.
But we already know you can't just front mount.
No, you used to be able to just front mount and you changing something.
Down pipe. Pause.
Damn.
Sheesh. But you know what I mean? Right now.
Even my car with an intake, a full one, they say you won't gain anything.
It'll just breathe better.
Just breathe better and have a different sound.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I want that blood.
Yeah, right. Because,
but
like
that's what I'm saying. So I agree with y'all. 100%.
With us as car guys are looking to spend money, you're trying to say, all right, how much am I getting out of this? Because if I'm not getting something out of this, I ain't wasting my money, especially as much as these parts cost. Like a titanium, how much is a titanium exhaust? It's like $1,000, probably more.
Yo, you know what? I got it. Yo, zoom for zoom. I gotta stop you right there. Listen, I want you to listen to my story real quick.
Lightweight though, so it's still
all right.
All right.
The bearded one, you know, I got a Type R. I got a 2019 Honda Civic Type R. Right. I'm looking for exhaust, and I was gung ho for the titanium. Yo, let's go for the titanium exhaust. Yo, that titanium exhaust was $1,800.
So that's even more than what I said.
That's right.
but y'all know what I'm learning. Don't lose your train of thought. Pop the bearded one. You know what I'm realizing on that? Maybe it's more of a combination now. You can't just throw one thing at a time on it no more.
But check it out. I said, you know what? $1,800. I go to Skunk 2. The Skunk 2 been around a long time. Right around Zoom.
Right.
Been around for a little while.
100.
Yo, they wanted $699 for the stainless steel. Which one you think I went with?
It was at $699.
Nah, I was hoping the titanium lightweight. I was hoping that one.
Yo,
$699.
Shout to Zoom for Zoom because he's right. I went with the $699. And the reason being, I'm going to tell you my theory behind it. My theory was, you know what? Let's see what this exhaust does. Does the car breathe? And then we'll upgrade to the titanium if necessary.
You ain't doing that.
If it works, it works. Right? And we talking no pause, 3-inch all the way out. Pause. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So now I got a front pipe, down pipe, and exhaust 3-inch out. And it's like, yo, that's supposed to net me like about another 40 horsepower.
You hope.
I hope. And mainly because the Type R is turbo.
Yeah,
a lot of times, once you start dealing with the downpipe with a turbo car, you're gonna make some power back. But at the end of the day, for what I spent, I just couldn't see it. For the price, like I'm really, am I doing this for me? Am I putting it on the track? And that's why I said you 100% right. What are you doing with the car?
Yeah,
and what are you really trying to make happen?
I think that plays the
shout
Timmins
to Zoom
part.
for Zoom.
I think that
He's
plays the Timmins
100%
part.
right.
100%,
Yes.
he's right. Absolutely.
Shout to Zoom. That was actually a good point. I didn't look at it like that.
However, though, the MK4 Super's wearing that ZR1 out though
Whoa,
from the
boy.
90s. From the 90s. But anyways, yo, Zoom, you was right for that one. We appreciate that.
Shout and this is what shout to Marlon, resident.
Let's
Toyota
go, Marlon. Wait,
Marlon
what?
said, "Yo, you think he gonna jump right in? He gonna help you, right?" He said, "Do you really need a titanium exhaust for the street?" And this is where we differ.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a hard question, though. That's really a hard
No, it's
question.
not a hard question. That's an easy question.
Nah,
You don't
nah,
need
it's
that.
not an easy question. It's not an easy
You
question
don't
because
need that.
you gonna
Okay,
look at.
okay, hold on.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
listening.
what is the titanium exhaust going to do that a stainless steel exhaust is going to do on the street? What's going to be the difference?
On the street.
And I'll tell you, I will tell you the difference.
Okay.
The only difference you get from a titanium exhaust is the weight and the sound.
So okay. So when did that not become important though? The weight and sound now.
Because
So-
you think these hot boys care about sound anymore?
Who's I don't know what you mean by it. Who's that?
Yeah, the way you hear all these cars snap, crackling, popping down the road, they don't worry about the titanium exhaust is usually the sound is a little more mellow. It's not as raspy because it's more quality materials made into the exhaust.
See, I guess that's my problem, Zoom for Zoom. I'm like, I needed a certain way. Like I need the V to sound a certain way. So I get where you're going though. I get where you're going.
I get that. I get that 100% because you know what? When I used to watch like the Japanese car videos and stuff,
the option video,
and when I had my 240, and I'm like, yo, damn, you know how long it took me to find the exhaust in my 240 back in the days to find the right? Because I was trying to mimic the sound of the Japanese cars I heard from Japan. But you got to spend money for them exhausts, like that Gretty.
But there's a reason behind it.
What's that Gretty TT exhaust? You know what that exhaust was?
HKS high power nastiness.
You want to laugh, Zoom for Zoom? I'm cracking up because you said something that made me laugh a little bit. Do you remember the HKS 3035 GT turbo? You remember? It was a 3035 ball bearing HKS turbo. I wanted that turbo so bad, yo. And you know why I wanted that turbo?
Why?
I didn't know how it would respond to a Honda engine. I just wanted it because every car and option video had that turbo.
It was a reason. It was a reason, though. That's why it's like, yo, it's a reason why everybody rocking that ball bearing monsters. It's for a purpose. Like, so my thing is
ball bearing monster.
Damn.
Hey,
yo. Like I said, when it comes to exhaust, like those Japanese, they pay a lot. Like what exhaust? I think it was the Apex World Spec exhaust. I think it was.
Yeah.
Apex N1 exhaust, bro. We on the same page. Go ahead.
Right. So now you remember when everybody had that style when it angled off and everything.
Yes.
Right? But now when you look at the videos of Japan, they didn't sound as messy as when you went and got like a Megan Racing one from eBay. Right?
Yo, you want to laugh? Me and my homeboy used to laugh at that. Yo, when the exhaust is pointed to the right like that, like boop, 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 out the back. Yo, that was silly.
I like that, huh?
Yo,
it was smooth. It was smooth.
But that was the style.
Yo, my favorite was when it was on like a Super or something because the angle was so correct on it. It was like,
right.
Damn.
Tell me more about my eyes.
But now you see when you bought the cheaper ones, the sound wasn't as nice as when you bought like the actual Apex one.
He's right.
I'm telling you, man. That's why I think it's a purpose to the aftermarket still. I'm sorry, yo. I think it is. They could come as efficient as you want. I mean, you understand,
but it depends on who the aftermarket is for now. Because before anybody will watch the videos, want something. Oh man, because to make a car fast or competitive on the street, you have to put something into it. Now the cars. All the cars around this. Remember, every car now is copying things. Everybody got a turbo. Everybody's 6-cylinder. Everybody, there's not much differentiation now. So everybody's kind of doing the same thing. Because it's like back in the days, you had 4-cylinder turbo. BMW is known for their straight 6. Toyota and Nissan had the turbo inline sixes.
Twin turbo.
Nissan had the
Twin turbo.
So everybody has something different. Now everybody's kind of going on the same page with the turbo.
Yo,
Everybody's using all-wheel drive. So you're not going to get much differential with the aftermarket anymore because everybody from the factory is kind of doing the same thing. So you just you slap a tune on it. Have a nice day.
And what's funny is you say that, right? Look at Dodge. Dodge done turned around and came up with a Hurricane engine with that's a turbo 6. They know. Everybody knows what Zoom for Zoom just said is 100% right. Because at the end of the day, out of all of the power plants, we see V8 more fun, 4-cylinder more work, twin turbo 6, bout it.
Exactly.
Nah, you got a point though.
It's very easy. I will say this though, however, right? You're right. When the aftermarket was popping when it was at its best, was when cats was doing engine swaps, when cats was doing all kind of different things.
I agree.
Our cars were not as good as Japan cars because Japanese cars came with the SR20 DET, the B16s, B18s. When the GTR RB26 DETT, we make sure we put the TT on the end of that respectfully. You know what I'm saying? With the 2JZ GTE. But now, these cars are coming with so much power that it's like, you know what? What do you really need? It's funny. I was just watching Street Alpha. Yeah. Shout to them. Yeah. They had M Life on there, and he's talking about how his G80 makes another like 100 some odd horsepower with just a tune.
Exactly.
With just a tune. Shout to my guy,
but
Corey.
That's still aftermarket, though. Is that not?
Hold up. Shout to my guy, Corey.
Let's go, Corey.
My homeboy, Corey Bradford, is tuned in, and I knew this dude a long time. He been with the Integra DA body. That's his thing. Son. He said factory fat. He said factor fast cars are nice, but no place in the race world.
Damn. Let's see. That he's on to something right there. He's on to something right there. I can get with that.
He is, but guess what? That just goes to the original point. What are you using the car for?
And you know what? And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna keep this a buck, y'all. Y'all ready for this? When I was a young boy, the race car was the job car, was the take the girl out car. I was doing everything.
I still feel the same way.
Yeah,
I still feel the same way.
That's because back then we was young and dumb.
Nah. Zoom for Zoom. I wouldn't even say that. I'm looking at it. I look at it like this. Like, ain't nothing wrong with the race car every day, son. What's wrong with it every day?
There's nothing wrong with it, but like I said. I used to talk to one of my boys. He said, when I was young, like I said, I had that when I had my 240 when I was younger, right? And I had that. I had that car, aftermarket turbo setup, everything you can think of. That car had it, and I'm driving that car to work. I'm driving out of town, and I ain't got no backup car because my backup car was the MG that broke down.
The bus, the Q85. That was your backup.
But in my older age, I ain't having no bus, so guess what I gotta do? I gotta have a backup car. and we ain't doing that no more.
And you know what? And that's another conversation because we always talk about the Swiss Army knife. We always talk about the different cars that can have they could do different things, but still the same thing. At the end of the day, what you just said is very important. I have my Infinity M35 for when it's time to get dirty. All-wheel drive 6 auto. I'm not gonna front. It is auto. But when it's time to carve up the competition, the Type R comes out, and the CRX is the project.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. But we all started with having that car that had to have 3 different meanings. Damn, that was hilarious.
We all, unless you was born today. Anybody that was born, let's say in the 90s, something, we all had that one car because we couldn't afford to have 2 and 3 cars back then.
Facts.
You had the one. You wasn't even getting your driver's license until you was like 25. It's your first. I'm like, when you see a dude, I got my first car at 17. Really? 17? I wasn't even thinking about having a car yet. So when you finally get that car, you you put the work into the car. You driving it everywhere because that's all you got. So when that joint break down, you up at 2:00 in the morning trying to fix it.
Yo, and I'm not gonna front. I remember I did an engine swap on my CRX. I had blew my B16 and I was trying to put an LS motor, a B18 in it. I said, yo, it can't be off that long because I gotta drive it to work.
Exactly.
This is what it is. Shout to my man Corey Bradford. He said his Integra was built for everything, and he said if you was lucky, you had a car and a bike. I was lucky.
Like I said, but now if you look at, like I said, you take some of these guys with these M340Is, put that little tune on it, they could drive that car everywhere because they didn't really touch it. They didn't do anything to it.
He got a point.
So they could just drive it anywhere.
Could we give Zoom for Zoom?
I don't know how accurate that is though.
No, he's right.
I don't know how accurate that is. You tell me you could crank it up an extra 100 and it's still fine?
Sure.
Yes.
How you driving it? I disagree.
You know why? You know why? Shout to Zoom
that?
Because the cars are coming detuned.
They always been coming detuned.
They all come in detuned. And you know what? When I had my Suzuki GSXR 1000, shout to Corey because he reminded me really quick. Corey, he was also into the bikes too. He know what it is. It was many a times we'd have met at the gas station late night, and he go about his business, whatever he doing, and I'm going about mine. Right. The thing about it is, at the end of the day, when it comes down to like being like cars making their power the way they are and stuff like that. Even the bikes, same thing. My Suzuki GSXR 1000 2006 was one of the first bikes that was detuned in first gear so that nobody hurts themselves. They will do it. They will definitely they will overproduce a bike. They will make it like, it could do this, it could do that. And at the end of the day, they'll sell it to you where you won't touch none of that until you actually hit the aftermarket. Right or wrong, Zoom?
Right. There you go. But I'll give you another point. There's another point. This last point, right? Another reason why the aftermarket is going down is stricter. We all talk about emissions laws. So it's like you can't put certain things on anymore because, like, what's the point of putting on a catted downpipe for what? Because it's the catless downpipe that gives you the power. But the catless downpipe is going to give you a check engine light, and then back in the days, yo man, take that sticker and go and come see me next year.
Facts, but now they find in those same places that's giving
exactly.
He got
like I went to my the shop I go to in Brooklyn. Right, this guy he used to take care of everybody's cars. He told me that he said, "Yo man," he said, "unless I know you, I'm not touching it."
Wow.
And this guy he couldn't, mind you, this guy works at an inspection shop. He got a black MK4 Super. The car be like 900 horsepower, probably more than that now.
Okay.
He had to keep the car on the side until now when the car can get inspected. I think it's for the 25-year, whatever.
Yes.
So now he can drive the car. He couldn't drive the car.
The safety now the emissions is for 25 years. Anything 25 years and back only has to pass safety.
Safety, right? So now he can just put the car in the street and go.
And you know what?
Before he couldn't do that before because it was OBD2 still. So he couldn't even really mess around. I mean, he messed around with it and he joked. But now once before it was with inspection. It didn't matter with registering your car or not. You just registered. It was separate. Now it's together. So you can't register the car without the car being thoroughly inspected.
And I'm gonna tell you, that slows down a lot of race cars. That's why a lot of the race cars are not on the street. They can't get plates. They can't be on the street. They can't keep plates. Shout to Zoom.
There you go.
Yo, Zoom.
There you go.
Let's go.
We appreciate you for calling in, my guy.
No doubt.
And not for nothing, because it was his first time, we got to put his time up. We got to put his time up on the wall.
Yeah. We got to do that.
He did pretty good.
No, he did.
He did pretty good. He treated us. He actually was like, yo, you know what? Ha! I'm first gear. Ha! Second gear. But we got to say, at the end of the day, he's exactly right. The aftermarket was better when we needed it.
Damn.
Exactly.
And now that we get into the point where the dealers are getting hip and they want you to come back to them, we don't necessarily need it as much. And the more that these older cars fall off the cliff,
that's tough.
The more that these older cars fall off the cliff, the more that we don't need them. The 96 EK is next. But when that car falls off the cliff, we really won't be able to find them. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. Yo, we appreciate you calling, my brother.
No doubt, no doubt.
100%, 100%.
Thank you for calling in and tuning in and giving us a little bit of your knowledge, man. We appreciate you greatly, man. Yo, we're going to move on with the rest of the show, but you know what it is. Keep tuning in.
All right, dude.
You know what it is. We appreciate you, though.
All right, y'all.
All right, kid.
Later.
Peace.
Take it easy.
One. Wow. That's very impressive.
I think it is, but I think another thing with the aftermarket is that it differentiates you from another person with a vehicle like that.
Woo, wait a minute.
Right?
We had a time when nobody want to be different.
Oh, damn.
Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Shout to my guy Corey, because he tuned in too.
See, Corey on to something, man.
Whoever, not for nothing. Me and Corey, I done ran into Corey in some real spotty places. Yeah. I'm like, yo, this place look crazy. Yeah. And guess who's there? Yo, what's going on, Pop? What it is? Many a times. Shout to my guy, man. Hey, anytime I've been, as many times, went out to the street races and we turn around, this guy's right there. Yeah. And always with that DA too. Shout to him, man. With that, and Marlon agreed with you.
Yeah.
By the way, Marlon said, and I quote Marlon, because I gotta put up the Toyota guy's quote. I have to. I would be wrong if I didn't. He said, yeah, those days, Corvettes were not the fastback. They were not that fast back in the day, and the MK4 will wear them out.
Factory. He's right.
4, not 3.
3 was up there, but the 4 was the champion.
Oh boy,
4 was the championship right there.
Oh boy,
that was the one.
Yeah.
Aluminum suspension.
It is the way. Yeah, okay. But with that being said, shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Jay actually brought up a very valid point. He said the titanium exhaust for my car would be $3,200.
Oh, let's go. Okay. He's rubbing his face.
Yo, son.
Yo, this guy got the nerve.
$32 billion. That's a lot.
But I feel like, again, I don't know, like you said, I think what you and Zoom said makes sense. What is the gains for the dollar? I could respect that. But if it's about to make me come out of here with a couple gains from horsepower and torque,
yes,
lighter, and it's about to sound like a complete animal, I don't know. I think it's worth it, huh?
Stainless steel exhaust, titanium exhaust. Let's say you both sound the same. What you gonna do?
But the titanium, you still got a weight advantage. Even if you for the street, you have a weight advantage.
So I gotta keep it a buck, y'all. I bought a skunk 3-inch exhaust.
Nice.
For my car. Shout to the bearded one.
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna shout myself out.
Yeah. Let's go.
And also that caller, whoever was calling, don't forget to call back.
Yeah, absolutely. Call back.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, right? That exhaust was $699. It was on sale. I bought the last one, your mama. Right?
Yeah.
Yo, the weight difference though. Me and you both talked about.
We was doing now. You're right. We was definitely talking about it. 100%. 100%.
The titanium exhaust was -30. Like,
yeah.
Stainless steel was +20. So
from over the stock.
From the stock exhaust.
See, and that's the problem right there. See, I don't think you came off bad though. I'm keep it clearly told you. I don't think you came off bad.
Keep it tall. That's what
I don't think you came off bad at all. But still, just look though.
Yes.
And like you told me, when we put those stickers on a car, we can't be associated with losing. No matter what we run into. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all already know if you got a Gutterball Rally sticker on your car, you better be out there kicking behind. I'm not gonna curse.
You gotta be doing that. You gotta be clean. You gotta keep it right.
Let's go.
100%.
But I will say this: for $699, I was able to cop the PRL titanium intake charge pipe.
See, now that's a whole nother. See,
pause.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Whoa. Not for nothing. S.R. Sean said, And it was the most reckless comment of the day. We're gonna have another one of those too because that comment was reckless.
Yeah.
He said, what'd you say? He said,
I don't know.
He said a ball bearing monster. Hey, yo.
Chill, son, chill.
He said, yo, I'm gonna have a ball bearing monster. Hey, yo.
Yo, chill, son. He's wilding. He's wilding. That's it. But yo, you didn't come over wrong with that one. But if you remember when Aaron went with us to the Tail of the Dragon, he had the titanium on it. His didn't sound like a conventional STI.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Shout to Aaron. Shout to Aaron because Aaron went with us to the Tail of the Dragon. And not for nothing, we will be setting up another run next year.
Yeah.
Enter the Dragon. Bring your family or not. It's up to you. But I will say, Aaron's car had a distinct sound.
That's what I'm saying.
And not only that, we was able to follow it into the mountains.
Yeah.
Because we ended up staying in the cabin in the mountains. We all got stuck there.
On top of the mountain.
The only way out, we heard Aaron drift with the Subaru in the mountains. We was like, oh, he's over there. Whoop,
yeah, it was crazy. That's a fact.
That is hilarious. So shout to Aaron once again.
But you know what though? It's ill that you got that titanium charge pipe though. That's fire. I can't wait,
Son, I'm gonna keep it a buck, and we're gonna put a video out. Don't forget it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be branching out more than just our podcast.
Yeah,
we're gonna be doing a lot more with the autos. We got a lot of people we want to interview that's coming up, but there's only one way to get them. Either you mention it to them, or we go get them ourselves.
That's a fact.
So just let them know there's two guys out here
talking
a little crazy when it comes to autos.
Yeah,
we get a little bit of fun on, but we know what we're talking about. Gotcha. Shout out to Jessica Grandy. She said, "What?" with the eyes like SI is talking crazy.
Chill.
But with that being said,
turbo talk.
With that being said, when it comes down to aftermarket, I believe this is one of the reasons why they're suffering is the dealer is hurting them.
Dealer or the actual manufacturer?
The manufacturer itself is hurting.
See, but I feel like with the aftermarket, it's falling short as like you said, like they producing things as like you said, like yo,
it's ricey.
Damn,
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Damn.
When you making underglow lights, then exhaust, get the fuck out.
I don't know, son. The right neon ain't wrong, son.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong.
It ain't wrong. The right one, it gotta be. I think what people feel it with the whole aftermarket lifestyles, you have to combine it correctly. It can't be patchy and mismatched. It can't be. It has to damn near look stock, son. Who's that, son? Who wilding over there?
Whoa, she said the cabin in the woods. Wow.
Can't let him go. Can't let him go.
I didn't look at it like that, but now that you put it like that, it does sound a little crazy.
Wild. Definitely sound wacky.
But 100%. It was worth it though. Pause.
Damn.
Jeez. In the meantime, it was a great trip though.
Yeah, definitely.
For those that did go, I hope you got something out of it. Sheesh. I hope that you got a chance to see the Tail of the Dragon for what it is.
And that was a real epic road. I'm not even gonna hold you. That was what happened.
Jessica Gray, she got me over here cracking.
Yeah,
she said, y'all got trapped.
It definitely
continue on. I'm sorry.
It definitely was an epic road, son. It was crazy. That was one of the best roads I've ever driven thus far.
And not for nothing, we didn't even know he was on it until we knew he was on it.
Yeah, that was the crazy part. But before that was the Moonshiners run.
Right.
And that was crazy.
The Gambler. They got the Moonshiner run. They got the Gambler. They got the Dragon. They got a couple other roads down there.
They got a lot more down there that we didn't even know they had down there. So.
We all coming from the B&B.
Mm-hmm.
We running from the Airbnb. It was a crazy hurricane. And we call ourselves driving. The sun came out, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was
nice, here we go.
It was nice.
Me and SI Sean, we running. I got the Type R, he got the SI wheels, all tires, suspension, all that, right?
Going down.
Next thing you know, the road got so curvy. Pause. Sheesh. The road got so Crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, it definitely turned up its difficulty level though.
Quickly.
100% it did. I was like, yo, what is this?
Quickly. We're gonna throw another one.
Have
We're
to.
gonna throw another one. Shout to
Have
everybody who's
to.
tuned in, paying attention. And don't forget the caller. Like I said, no disrespect. If you can, call back.
100%.
We definitely want to hear what you got to say.
100% call back.
Definitely want to hear what you got to say. But with that being said, with the aftermarket, now tuning in to a lot of the different car companies that are out there, that was out there with in SEMA.
Okay.
Continue on. I'm sorry.
Now I was gonna say something. So you know how people talk about how this B58 BMW engines like the 2J?
It's a mean.
But that's what I'm saying. They referring to that when you do work to it though. That's aftermarket. Is it not?
A tune?
Yeah, a tune and a couple bolt-ons, maybe, unless you want to go inside, open up the engine, do what you got to do. But they referring to it just like the 2J. You threw a couple parts on there with a tune. It was crazy.
Yes. Shout to Aaron. He's cracking up. What a trip that was.
Nah, it was.
That was actually an adventure.
Nah, it was. It was crazy.
Continue. Son. So I will say this, right? Yes, you are 100% right. It is not stock. But the thing is, just the tune makes power. That's a big problem.
I mean, I don't know. I think it could be potentially a problem if that's what you content with. Because you remember, man, the cars is not built equal. I'm talking about the car that you even have. It's not built equal. Everything is not the same along the lines. Like the drivetrain is not going to respond the same way. Like the transaxle transmission is not going to respond the same way. Maybe you need to upgrade the clutch now, right? Maybe you need to do that.
I will say
something
this.
like that. Maybe you got to change a fluid or two or something like that.
I will say this.
Now.
I will say this. I've been working overtime for the past couple weeks. So after I get out the show, I'm running to work.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm coming home at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I will say, me revving and downshifting against a Subaru STI, he does not stand a chance.
Damn.
I said it. I gave this STI to work the other day. Excuse me, sir.
That's very interesting. What year was that?
I want to say it was probably a 2015.
Really?
Yeah, he got some smoke.
Damn, son.
The match rev with the downshift and the boost was just right. It was cool outside.
Yeah, it's mad cool outside.
What's that? So I have upgraded that. But with that being said, we're going to move right on. Y'all know how we get down, man. It has definitely been, shout to Zoom for Zoom, long-time listener, first-time caller.
100%.
Very interesting conversation when we hit down to the street. And there's a lot of things going on out here that actually wants me to read a lot of this, because the aftermarket is where we live, right or wrong.
Absolutely.
It's not, there's a lot of cars you buy with potential, right or wrong.
I think that was the whole, like you and Zoom for Zoom were saying, I think that was the whole premise of the aftermarket.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. The whole premise of the aftermarket is we'll buy cars with potential. To be honest with you, when it comes down to buying let's say for instance, you see an RX-7, it's hooped out, rust, all of that, right?
Hoopty?
I hate to say it. Shout to Reeps, because I know he's like, yo, chill with the RX-7 hooped out. But with all of that being said, right? You buy one of those hooped out. Oh, I got a call, yo. I'm sorry. Call on the show.
Yeah.
But RX-7 hooped out. What do you see when you look at it?
I see a unicorn. I see an immense amount of potential, but that will be this. Okay.
What'd you say?
I see an immense amount of potential.
And that is the difference.
Between what?
Between that and a Hellcat.
So
a Hellcat is reaching its potential. 700 horsepower, 717 horsepower. If you see an RX-7, it has potential. It's not where it could be.
But you can say the same for the Hellcat though. Hellcat, for whoever has it, rusted out, almost a hoop, damn near, right? Need a load of work to be done. But you still see potential though.
And that's
also with that crazy supercharger on top, but you still see potential though.
That's where the aftermarket comes in.
I get where you're going though. So you trying to tell me like a Hellcat is already there? Like it's
like
it's here already.
Hell
It's here.
717 horsepower. You not there yet?
I mean, people messing around getting 1,000 out of them. I don't know.
A bando. But at the end of the day, when you get the car, and remember, that was always my thing. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. My biggest thing was that when I get a car, if the power plant can't do nothing for me.
Like, what do you mean by that?
In other words, if what the car comes with stock has no potential, I don't want it.
Damn.
And that is a fact. When I bought the Type R, one of the reasons everybody knows I wanted a Hellcat.
100%.
I wanted to sign my name to it. It didn't happen. I go and I get myself a Civic Type R, and everybody, oh, you short 4 cylinders, all the crazy comments. I laugh at them. Yeah. But at the end of the day, one of the reasons why I went for the Type R is the power plant. Damn. The potential in the power plant. That's it. It is the potential in the power plant. And we buy cars because we are who we are. We are car guys, right? So we buy cars based on potential, not what the car is.
Damn.
When I wanted the Hellcat, the 717 is cool, but I'm just saying it's halfway to 1,500 because that's what I wanted.
Damn.
Yes.
See, I get where you're going with that one right there. I definitely get where you're going with that. That makes sense.
Shout to Marlon. Marlon got me out here. He's shooting shots.
Oh, Marlon Wilder?
He said, and he says with that Mod Defame shirt on, who has crazy work done to his Hellcat, claiming to be the fastest manual Hellcat in the world. That man actually said that.
Damn.
I gotta say it.
I mean, he definitely twin turbo did though, right? Didn't he do that?
And that's a 392 engine.
Yeah, see, that's what spun me, but the blocks are different, right?
Yes, sir. And you know why?
No.
Because the block on the 392 is stronger than the block on the Hellcat. It's a 6.4 liter versus 6.2.
That just went over my head. Like, how? So how do they, man? So you're trying to tell me if they would have did the same work they did to a Hellcat and slapped the supercharger on it, on the 392, it would have put out more power?
Shout to Super Zoom. Wait a minute.
He's wilding?
Right. He said, a hooped out RX-7, I see an overpriced headache.
Damn.
He's right. He's right, bro.
See, I think what we forget in the middle of this whole process of automobiles, especially cars like that, is like, yo, some of those headaches are worth it. When that RX-7 is, when it's said and done, I'm not talking about making 900, 800. I'm talking about when you get it back together and putting out 400. You don't think that thing will be worth it?
Yes. And we will have an RX.
What?
Do you remember TNR racing?
Yeah.
Everybody out here remembers TNR.
I used to pass the shop all the time on my way home. No, I'm lying. On the way to the hood. They always had RX-7s out there.
We have the builder of those engines.
Damn.
He will be in the show. Oh, man. What happened? Camera went out. Hold up, y'all. Uh-oh. Can you still hear us is the question.
I don't know.
Looks like the camera went out.
Yeah.
Oh, nah. Hold up. Sorry, y'all.
We here. We back.
We are back. We apologize. The camera actually went out. Apologize. But TNR Racing, hopefully we will have them on the show as well because they revolutionized that RX-7 for me. Definitely changed a lot of things. Shout out to everybody who's paying attention. But I will say this, however. You look at a RX-7, you look at potential. You look at a Hellcat, you look at potential, but a little less. And that's where the aftermarket is more for the RX-7 than it is for the Hellcat. Straight up.
I believe you because, like you said, it's cranking out 700. That's
717.
That's
and
crazy.
And not only that.
That's crazy.
Not only that. You can now buy the Demon 170 Demon motor engine from Dodge for $23,000. Shout to
that's a whole nother V.
But you know where the difference is? You ready? You ready?
No, I'm not.
You can buy the manual transmission and bolt it up.
See, and that's where they will have me right there. Like, I could get this in a clutch.
Yes. Could get it in the clutch. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You know how we get down, man. It's the bearded one here.
SI Sean, baby. Let's go.
And we are in the building.
100%.
we about to get into something that I ran into that's very interesting.
What's that?
And I know everybody else gonna want to tune in.
Let's go.
The difference between the Toyota Supra engine and the B58. Ooh wee. So when Toyota came with the Supra, we already know they had that BMW engine and everybody was knocking it. They like, nah, no way. No way is that a Supra if it has a BMW engine. But now we're going to talk about the differences between the two. Let's start with the block.
Okay.
2JZ, robust iron block. B58 has an aluminum alloy block with spray and bore line. Wow, that saves weight over the 2J, but we all know the 2J can handle massive amounts of boost.
Okay.
Massive amounts of boost. We already know that the bottom end of the 2J has been hailed as a halo.
Factory.
There has not been a stronger bottom end on any engine whatsoever. We're talking about 900 to 1,000 horsepower on the bottom end of a 2JZ. Now, when you look at the crankshaft, the 2J is belt driven and the B58 is chain driven.
That's a technical too, right there. I got another very important one. Even the B58 has small valve areas than the 2J, which can induce overheating.
Yes.
Come on, man.
So it's like the B58 really just looked at the 2JZ and said,
I'm about to copy this thing, but not to the T.
And we're gonna make it more efficient.
See, I guess it's only more efficient because of the time of or whatever technology they could throw in it. But when you really sit down and look at it, it's not. It's really not.
It's the same engine. And
I think it's actually less of an engine.
And Dodge is coming out with a Hurricane engine, turbo 6.
Let me just make the record clear right here. The 2JZ is the best inline 6 you're gonna get ever. All time.
Hold up.
All time. I think Toyota cemented their name when they dropped that. For real. Even you know when I learned about the RB 26 in the 2J, even a whole Skyline platform, that was a derived race car.
Yes.
The Supra was never a race car.
Yes.
So that right there, like that RB is actually a race engine, huh? I really realized that that RB is actually on race engines. Huh?
Hold up. And not for nothing, that's not what's coming in your little R35. Stop your talk. VQ 3.5.
Stop the talk. That's not a race engine either.
3.8 rather, DETT. That's not the same.
Yo.
And I'm waiting for one of y'all to call up and say different. That's it.
I'm telling you, son, the B58 is great, but I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
that's
Ronald's not
Same
happy
time,
with that.
He ain't upset. But I think it's something about that 2J which made it crazy. You know what it is, man? They was trying to compete with Porsche.
Yes.
Ferrari and them.
Yes.
So they had to put all they had into it.
So I gotta say, with all of that being said, this is why the aftermarket is really definitely falling off. Think about this. The B58, right? That's on a 340i, 335i, right? These are cars that are on the lower end of BMW that are affordable, right or wrong.
Okay, let's say you cop one. Nah, son, what's affordable though?
If you want to get a 2015 BMW 340i right now, you mean tell me you can't afford it? Yes, you can.
Sure, I can afford it, but can I maintain it?
They're not worried about it for whatever reason. Shout to M Life because I see 1,000 BMWs over there every day.
Exactly. They over there every day and they sitting.
They said what we do with cat. We eat cat. Oh boy. What? Oh boy, they eating cat over there, bro. Stop the blood clot crying.
I'm telling you.
But I will say this, however, these guys are serious.
Yeah.
Them M Life guys are serious. They have one of the fastest G80s in the East Coast.
Auto?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh man. Look,
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm good.
He said it.
Carry on.
He said auto.
Carry on. Okay.
It is auto.
Okay, yeah.
But I will say this, however, they still got one of the fastest cars. So when you look at
I'm with that. All
sometimes
right.
you just got to be impressed with it. I can't front. I'm like this. Listen, good luck, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, we got so many different things we want to talk about here. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You know how we get down, man. It's the bearded one here, and
Let's
we
go.
are jumping right in.
It's Tech Talk with Pop the Bearded One and S.I. Sean.
Well, with that being said, you know how we get down. Mazda has built over 2 million rotary engines, and this is very interesting. When you think about it, the fact that Mazda has built 2 million rotary engines is actually a mystery, because I feel like these are the hardest engines to find.
But that's why you can never count them out, because if you could dial it in and get it right, son, look at the 3 rotors.
Yes.
Come on.
Shout to my guy. And he gonna be up here. We're gonna interview him. His name is he has a Guyanese name, and I don't want to chop it up. But he has the Mazda Miata from Guyana. It's in Guyana right now with a rotary engine in it, and it's one of the fastest cars out there. And not only that, and I don't mean fast on the drag strip, fast on the road.
See, and that's my thing. Like, if I was to ever get a Miata, I'm not dropping no LS in. I'm not dropping nothing in there but another Mazda engine, huh?
Yo, shout to Ryan. He said they say they're kill a cat and beat up cat, not eat. I can't front out. I'm American. I thought the first thing they're gonna say they're gonna eat the cat. Whoa, boy, we talking reckless out here today. My wife is listening, babe. I love you.
That's a fact, right? That's it.
It's getting crazy. Ooh. But I will say, however, 2 million rotary engines sold. What do you have to say about the Mazda? This is S.I. Sean here.
Yeah.
This is Spec Intellect Sean.
Let's go.
What do you have to say about the Mazda?
I think it was one of the most renowned engines ever, son. The fact they could remove pistons from it
Early.
That always blew my mind. Like, how y'all do that? And it's still great. I think the problem with that engine is people didn't want to maintain it the way it needed to be. Like, you know, it needed special attention. I don't think people was down for that, which was the biggest problem. Because just like I said, just imagine if you was really to maintain that engine and put work in it, son. Come on, B. It's already lighter. One of the heaviest parts of the car is the lightest parts.
And not for nothing,
Come
the
on,
1.3 liter and
it was a 1.3. Hold on,
it's crazy. The 1.3 liter in the Mazda RX-7 gave it a 50-50 balance.
Come on, son.
On top of that, so let's
in a front engine car at that time.
Let's add power. You add a slight turbo, maybe you throw it off. Dudes is putting T77.
But remember, them joints was twin turbo.
Yes, they are. But a lot of dudes getting rid of sequential, and they was going for the single setup.
See, that's another problem I got. But that rotary though, that rotary was innovative, son. I think Mazda was on to something that people just couldn't grasp at the time.
Grasp it. Shout to Mazda.
Remember, they was making airplane engines too. Come on.
But it's funny that they only sold 2 million of them.
It's not funny.
How long the rotary been around?
It's been around for a while, but you know why it's not funny? Because people not gonna buy what they don't understand. They don't get it. Just for instance, right, for the Supra, why the Supra didn't sell. It's not that it costs too much. They couldn't justify why I'm paying this money when I could go get a Porsche. They didn't understand it.
I mean, would you?
You know, I was thinking about that because I was watching a Supra the other day. I was thinking about it. I'm like, yo, wow, like this car, it was great. It was a great car for its time, right?
Yes.
I felt like what most people did was they didn't test it.
Right.
They didn't test drive it.
Right.
They didn't have the opportunity to sit there and drive it and then compare it to something else. Let's compare it to an M3 at the time. Are you crazy? Outperforming that.
True.
What else we got? What Benz we had at the time? What AMG we had at the time?
SL5.
Outperforming it.
Whew.
So it's like I feel like people didn't take the time to really sit there and be like, you know, and they discredited Toyota. Yo, Toyota's an economy company. What are they doing? They got this monster in the back. Not
for nothing, and you know that's been a real conversation.
That's the problem for me. Even for Honda, it goes to Honda.
That's fact.
You discredit them because they've been looking out for y'all this whole time. But when they decide to put out some heat, y'all don't know what to do.
You know, it's funny. We talked about the Land Cruiser. You remember the Toyota Land Cruiser?
Yeah.
Still to this day, that car is still very expensive. You cannot find one.
Why is that?
It was overworked.
And I think we don't appreciate it when it's overworked.
Toyota did a job on that thing.
See, and I think that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's where, like we were saying when Zoom was on the phone, it's like they lost their way.
Yes.
They started getting to a whole different battle where they shouldn't even got in, because when they did that, now people not understanding like, yo, why is this thing so bouted?
Shout to Zoom for
Let's
Zoom.
go.
He said the rotary was good, just had to be meticulously maintained. Then came the RX-8, which had the worst rotary engine in history. It killed the rotary.
I don't know. Zoom for Zoom funny for that one.
Nah, he's right. At the end of the day, it wasn't ready for showtime.
I think it was ready for showtime, but we wasn't ready for showtime.
So what do you think we needed to do?
Pay attention. Why you think Mercedes got rid of the damn dipstick along with BMW? Yo, they not checking this. Get rid of it. Come on, we not checking that.
They're getting rid of dipsticks out here, y'all. That is hilarious. Whoa. So on top of him saying the ball bearing monster. Sheesh. The ball bearing, he talking about how they getting rid of dipsticks. Wow.
It's just a fact. We not staying on board, or we not paying too much attention to what's actually going on with these vehicles. And I think that's what happens.
It's a fact, man. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. We appreciate y'all early.
100%.
You already know what it is. It's the bearded one here.
SI Sean, baby, let's go.
And we're going to get into a little bit of this news. This is a lot of things going on out here. And you know what? That was one of them. But with that being said, we're going to jump right in. Y'all ready for this? Here we go. Let's go. Ford looks like they're losing $36,000 for every electric vehicle it sells. They're losing $36,000.
How they losing $36,000?
Because they ain't got no choice but to price them with Tesla's pricing them. Wow. But with that being said, the Ford Mustang Mach-E has a recall that's in the battery. It's ridiculous. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Now we get down. We are in the building. So, Ford has announced that it will cut back on electric vehicle investments in a rather challenging third quarter in which the Blue Oval saw losses of $36,000 on every EV sold during this period. Its latest earnings report, Ford is concerned. They're thinking that, you know what, these EVs could put them out of business.
I mean, it wouldn't take a rocket science to figure that.
What's your thoughts on that? Let's go.
My thoughts is that it's like they understand that what that Ford, what the Mach-E did. If you ask me, that was like a write-off to the end. Like, this is what y'all putting out? This is what y'all doing? What do we want? Like we said before, like the Mustang has such a heritage behind it.
Let's go.
I don't like to say it, but such a cult following behind it. It's like, yo, you turned around and did that? And then now
and called it a Mustang.
And then had the nerve to throw the Mustang badge on it, right? And then the nerve to not tell people what goes wrong with these things. People starting to really pay attention a little bit now. I'm realize that people starting to really pay attention a little bit.
Oh, we got a call.
Let's go.
Raleigh Radio, who we got in the box?
I heard you called me. You said Ford.
Oh, let's go.
Shout to Miller, the resident Ford guy. Let's go.
Miller Tom, let's do
Let's
it.
go. Could we give him a clap, please?
Let's go.
Miller.
Yes,
Ford is losing $36,000 every EV. What is that? Mustang Mach-E, rather.
I can't call it.
That's Ford.
I think they have issues. I mean, once they had a new CEO, your guess is as good as mine. Kid.
AKA Farley, AKA I used to sell furniture back in the day. Let's go.
Yeah, that dude.
But what's your thought?
Which is
so I remember before you was like, yo, the F-150, may not be so bad. The F-150 Lightning. Now, what do you think?
I think Miller was sleepy when he said that.
Nah, Miller loves his truck more than anything. The XLT, let's go.
Hey, you, S.I. Sean, you fix your mic when you talk to me.
I hear that right
Welcome
there.
back, brother. I miss you, brother.
That's a fact. I appreciate that.
Look, I was saying, I said, he'll be back. He will be back.
That's a fact. 100%.
Yeah, he came back with some messed up ish.
Shout to my guy Reeps. He
Let's
said
go.
car show today, Forest Park off of Woodhaven Boulevard. Okay. Keep that in mind, baby. Keep going, Miller.
Wow.
So what's your
Go ahead, ask the question.
So they talking about they losing money as far as the Ford Mustang Mach E is concerned. Why is that? First off, why do you think that they're losing money? And two, why is it that it seems like Tesla is still coming up regardless of what they put out?
Because they're following that trend. They still have, well, I will say the CEO.
Okay.
He still has a belief in whatever Elon Musk is selling. Because the future, according to them, is still based on the EV.
Yes.
That's the only answer that I can come with that can possibly make sense. When you as an individual have a strong belief and you believe that that's going to work,
yes,
now you have to put it out there to see how the public and your employees are going to bite.
Got a point.
Are they biting? Not
No,
really, because even though Ford is losing a cut, Elon Musk is losing more too.
It's a fact. But not for nothing,
So
he makes more money on other things than he does on cars.
Yeah, which is the craziest part. The cars is like
It's Cobra Commanders.
yeah, the whole auto industry for him is like
Cobra.
yeah, it's like a side business. He don't really care too much about that.
No, he don't.
right. And if you think about Ford, guess what our side business is? That wonderful, sexy V8. And guess what? We still have that. And that's what we're still working on.
Thanks to them, because Chevy is getting rid of theirs, and Dodge is getting rid of theirs. So Ford would be the only one out here with a V8 that everybody could afford. Continue on.
I mean, now with that dark horse out here, that dark horse.
You can afford it.
In fact, even
like
one of their smaller trucks is falling off also. I think it's either the Maverick or the Ranger. One of them two
The Maverick.
is falling off also.
The
Right.
They realizing that nobody wants small pickups.
See,
and at the same time, even the smaller truck they have is not strong enough to do what the F-150 is designed to do anyway.
Woo! Which is why they want your car, Miller.
They put that together in mind of the individual that doesn't want a big truck.
Yes.
But they also have to realize, whoever is buying that truck has to realize it is not built like a truck. It just looks and is designed like one.
Yes. That is exactly what it is. At the end of the day, the F-150 is losing a lot of money for them. They said the whole E division is losing $1.3 billion every 6 months.
Yeah.
$1.3 billion.
That's crazy. Yo, did y'all realize, right? This might be a slightly bit off topic, right? The Rivian, right? You know what the Rivian is?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So you know how like with a regular pickup, the body and chassis is not one?
Yes.
Right?
Now this one is.
Right.
The Rivian is one piece. So let's say you get into like a slight, fender bender, as they would call it, or bumper bender, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Yo, they totaling out the V because it's $30,000 to fix.
$30,000 to fix. Unibody.
Yes. The price of a new car.
Something it's 30. They like, yo, for I'm talking about the damage don't even have to be catastrophic. It could be a real
But they
a
can't
bumper
get to
damage, bro.
Excuse me, they can't get to it.
Yes.
They can't take off this section and do it. It's not that simple.
Nope.
So I just wanted to let y'all know, like, it's crazy out here for these EVs.
But the way they do, and as a whole in general, the way companies are designing vehicles now, remember, they don't want you as the individual going in the car and trying to do your own thing. That's why it's redesigned to go this way and that way. To move the grill, you got to get behind this and pull that and this, that, and the third.
Right.
Now, if you really want to go off topic, I guess what I was doing, I was watching CNBC during the week, and they were talking about how Ferrari
I'm talking
has
about
been
Ferrari, man.
They've been set financially for the next year. I believe they were only making 50,000 Ferraris. I believe it was.
Woo!
And they're booked. They're booked for 2024.
Of course, that's
I
how
love
it
it.
goes. That's how
Now
it
here's
goes.
my question. But the news reporter that was doing that, he was like, well, now the next question is, what are you going to do until then? After you done built them and constructed them and sold them, what you going to do when you hit 2025?
Early.
I mean, you know,
And here's what and now here's the downside. Guess what Ferrari is planning to do?
what's that?
They're planning to create their own EV.
Oh my God!
Nobody's copping that though.
Shout to Miller for getting that inside
We
information.
appreciate that one, but nobody copping that one, son. That's crazy because it's like Ferrari with their Roma. They putting out a twin turbo 6?
Yes.
That they have in it?
Yes.
Front engine. Nobody's copping.
How crazy is that?
Nobody.
It's just like what we said before. Like, what makes those cars exotic?
Nothing.
Other than the power plant.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't. I wish I can tell you. I wish I can tell you. Which is why I'm sitting in my mobile office as I speak to you.
He's in the parents. Pause.
Let's go.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, sir.
You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? So with that being said, Miller,
Yeah.
that being said, could you see yourself selling your F-150 and going to an F-150 Lightning?
See, now you trying to make me lose my religion and everything else.
Sheesh.
I'm gonna put it to you this way. Father uses car keys. No.
Telling you. You can't sell me that if I don't know if it works. Can't.
No. And I can't. And now I got to be careful where I charge it. If it's chargeable, can't charge it in front of my house, nor my neighbor's house.
It's true. It's true.
I can't plan to travel far unless I know where the nearest power station is. If that power station is available to my vehicle,
It's true.
which is why I shared that video with you earlier,
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago, about the Ford hybrid. So that's my answer to the EV.
That is a fact. Shout to Marlon. Marlon said, Miller, can you see yourself in a Tundra?
Man. Might be a better bet right there.
Might be a better buy.
And to answer that, if it's got a V8 in it, yes, I can.
I don't know about that one though.
They may say
No,
the
but
VA
it's
for the crew.
I can get it. I can look. Whoever has an old one, I'll get it.
I hear you. I hear you.
Because I remember, like when I told you guys when we went through that thing that they called an auto show.
Oh, shout to Miller.
The first thing that they told me when I went there, they saw that Tundra, and I remember in the back of my mind, you was always talking about a Crew Max, because that's what the Tundra is. The Tundra is a Crew Max with the Tundra shell.
Yes.
And when the lady told me, yeah, the last model that had a V8 was in 2021.
And who want to hear that?
Exactly.
There's no replacement for displacement.
That's a fact.
But we do have a very good V6.
What?
Now this is where my brother and Dr. Phil was telling me if that 6 has a turbo in it,
yes,
it'll be just as good, if not a little bit better, than the V8. But like he said when he was on your show,
yes,
he said why should I stress the V6 when the V8 can do it naturally?
He's got a point.
No, he does.
He's got a point.
No, I can't take credit for that one. That was Dr. Phil.
He's got a point. He's got a point. At the end of the day, it's very funny how they like feel like these electric cars could replace gas engines, where these gas engines have strong.
But see, I think that's the problem with Ford. People not realizing, people was getting next to Ford because of their gas powered engines.
That's a fact.
How you expect these people just to convert on a dime? That's not gonna happen.
It's
not gonna happen. And I think what people think about too is a long term cost. I realize people like to think short term.
Yes.
Right now, if you start factoring long term, now like yo, hold on. I just read the other day like this guy had a Tesla. He went to the spot. They're like, yo, we need 26,000 from you.
Yes.
What? That's not even an engine. That's not even a transmission. That's not even both combined.
We want money.
Right.
I think people starting realizing that because you got to think when you start tapping to people's pockets, they start thinking a little different. Like, hold on, man, what you doing right now? What's going on? And I think Ford is missing that mark. People claiming Tesla's moving up. No, they not, son.
Ford is moving
But
back.
remember,
no, they not.
But remember, Ford, even like just remember though, Ford still deals with the V8s and other. You got the Roush.
Yes.
Of course, you got the Raptor.
Shelby.
They still got the King. They still got the King Ranch trim. All of these are still rocking V8s. So they still good. They're not. Me personally, I can say this with absolute certainty.
Yes.
They're not letting that V8 go.
You can't.
That V8 is their true reason for being.
None. The thing is, at the end of the day, we know Ford because of the V8. We don't know them for small engines.
This is what I'm saying. Forget about that. We know them for producing something that we like.
Right.
Yes.
You gonna turn around and make an EV and think we supposed to get in line?
Yeah, rock with that. No thank you.
I think you and Militom, the bigger one, and Phil said something interesting a couple weeks ago. The ones who wanted the EVs copped.
That's it.
Right.
That right there is like those who wanted it copped.
And you want to laugh? Tesla stock is dropping. All these EV stocks are dropping because at the end of the day, unless they force you, you don't want it.
This is what I'm saying.
And they know that.
And like how we said before, where you gonna put them charging stations in the P's at? Where you gonna do that? Where you gonna put them?
They gonna put them at a gas station where everybody can get them.
Oh,
a gas station.
So you gonna be out there till 2 in the morning? You got to get up at 5.
They can't have them next to each other. They'll blow up.
Come on, son. He's not lying.
What are you? Hey! What are you? Stupid?
Look. That's like smoking at a gas station, right?
Come on, son.
Hello.
No, that's like being on your cell phone. You got that Note 7. Wow.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, they say don't even be on the cell phone while you at the pump. Come on, son.
And you know what's funny? It's funny. I still don't know how that works, but I just don't do it.
I think it's the electricity in the air that comes from that's a whole different thing. But I think
however it works, I don't want to test it.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good behind that, son. I'm good.
All right, brothers. I'm gonna let y'all go because y'all got less than 20 minutes to handle everything that y'all got to handle.
Yes.
But as you know, once you call Ford, you calling me, and I gotta say,
we knew you was gonna call. Shout to Miller, the resident Ford guy. Clap it up.
Let's go. That's a fact. 100%.
Because he knows whenever there's Fords called, we throwing the Thundercat symbol up. Like. Yo, Miller, thank you for calling. You know what it is,
guys.
Let's go.
All right, be safe. Take care. Thanks.
All right, peace. Later. Shout to Miller. That's our resident Ford guy.
Factory.
Shout to Marlon, resident Toyota guy. Shout to Dr. Phil.
Let's
Shout
go.
to Jay.
100%.
Shout to Zoom for Zoom. Shout to everybody too. So, there's a lot of things going on out here. And you know what? At the end of the day, we try to be on top of everything, but we only have 2 hours.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're going to jump right into another segment that we have not heard done right.
Let's
in
go.
The past couple weeks. And you know what that segment is?
What's that?
Legends of Auto. Real legends never die.
The legends
Yeah.
of auto. So with that being said, with 15 minutes to go on the clock,
Yeah.
what you got?
So this legend is gonna be a little different this week, right? This is legends with manual transmissions up until recently, which bothers me. And I want to see how people feel about this, man. So the first one we got on the list, right, is an Aston Martin V12 Vantage S.
First off, if I have
2015.
if I have any V12 coupe manual.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and this is why
The greatest car ever. Continue on.
this is what I mean. Like, this is why it go down as a legend. Like,
Yes.
how you have a car like this, and then you feel like, you know what? Let's put an auto on it.
Oh,
How does that even make sense?
It doesn't.
How?
No 12 should be made into an auto.
Coupe, at least a
least.
coupe. There should be no auto. Coupe. I don't care about a DCT. I don't care about an F1 transmission base, whatever you want to call it.
At least,
right? That bothers me because Aston Martin. You know what I love? You know what I loved about Aston Martin?
What's that?
They were between elegant, super performance, super sporty, and beautiful. Son.
That is a fact. Why? How did they do that? How did they string the needle into all?
I don't
those
know,
different
son.
holes? I don't know.
I don't know how they did that.
I don't know how they did it.
It was something about those, and like the V12 Vantage.
Stupid.
Oh, you know what? People feeling the autos. How? I think so. That one bothered me a lot right there.
Well,
like
those people got a lot of money, and
I get it. You can have all the dough,
but if you can't drive it, you can't drive it. Not like that.
See, that's my point right there. If you can't will it, you shouldn't be able to have it.
Don't
sorry.
touch it.
Leave it alone.
You're right.
Leave it alone at that point. So I feel like that's a legend right there that's gonna go down. Like, damn, man, like you, because remember, not every car hold on to that manual strictly. You know what cars have?
The newest and
let's
freshest.
go. Let's go. You're gonna laugh too. 2015 Z06 Corvette, the C7, which I love. They were manual up until this point.
C7
Z06 period was manual up until this point, son.
Shout to Camacho.
2015.
He has a C6, but manual Z06 C7. That is a highly sought after car.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got cars that was dedicated to the performance game.
But at the end of the day, here we go. You have a BMW 340 that's trying to dominate the streets. What does that say about those cars, those performance cars, those sports cars?
But those, like, the 340 wasn't a designated manual car.
It's a fact.
It wasn't. 340 is new. It always been a 330, 335, 328, 325.
And I can't front when I saw the 340 cleaning the streets, I was like, I don't care.
No, yo, me neither, son. I had no interest.
I don't care. I don't care how fast it is. No, man, I like that. Strictly.
I'm telling you, I felt the same way. I'm like, yo, hold on, man. Like,
but dudes ran with it.
And that's what that always tricks me with stuff like this. Like, yo, how did I just easily convert that way? Like, that's very interesting, right?
Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you drive, it's about the engine in it. Damn. The reason I don't want to go to 700-800 horsepower. The reason I don't, in my Type R, I don't want to be more than 450. There's a reason for that.
I think you ruin a car at that point. For what your purpose is.
After that, it's straight line for a
Damn.
Type R. And I know that the Type R excels in the turns and not necessarily the straight line. Continue on, my brother.
I'm telling you, man, that's just something like this. Just seeing the Z06 manual until this point really, like, it irks my nerves. You know what I'm saying?
Irks.
But another good one right here. The Lotus Evora, son.
Woo!
Come on.
First
I remember Lotus is none but being manual.
First off, Lotus is out here building supercars for their favorite car company. They were responsible behind a lot of the suspension,
son,
tuning,
engines. Yo, Lotus had their hands in a lot of projects.
Yes, they did.
You know what we were talking about earlier in the show? That C401?
Yes.
Lotus had their hand in the engine build.
Let's
and
go.
The tuning and the suspension.
Come on, son. Come on. I say less when SI Sean talks because I know what it is.
It's crazy to me, son. It's crazy to me. Like, these cars, like, I guess it goes down to a lot of things we talk about on the show, right? If majority has the dough, it's gonna go their way.
Yes. Yeah.
But I still feel like you should stick to your principles, though.
But they don't.
Damn, son.
They don't.
It bothers me. Mind you, though, you know this Evora comes with the Toyota Camry supercharged engine in there.
Yes. Crazy.
Yo.
Crazy.
The fact that Toyota is still putting out engines is ridiculous to me, son. They don't stop.
They don't stop.
They don't stop. I think that one's a pretty interesting one right there, son. That Lotus Evora is crazy. You know, no one really breaks my heart, though.
What's that?
The Mitsubishi Evo 10. You know they came with a DCT? With a dual clutch?
Thumbs down.
How?
I don't know.
The Evo never came with that. No auto, nothing in
but
his
yet they're
lifetime.
in the same class. Stop.
Like I said, this Legends is a little different today. It's just to go down memory lane of cars, or some of the cars that came manual that meant something.
Let's go.
Legends of Auto. Real legends never die.
And let's not forget, these was iconic cars, and they still are today. But people don't really realize the heritage, the history, what they meant to the actual driver.
That's a fact.
I'm telling you, kid. Let's go, son.
Shout
Legends
to
of Auto.
S.I. Sean.
It irks me though.
Legends of Auto.
It irks me when
Real
great
legends
cars
never die.
become simps.
Whew, he said the S word. Simp. I've heard that everywhere. But in the meantime, you know how we get down, man. We come to the end of the show.
Let's go.
Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Like I said, it's all about aftermarket. What's going on with the aftermarket? But with that being said, we're going to show y'all what happens when the dealers get involved.
Mods, the newest and freshest. Modifications, parts, and fashion. Only on Rally Radio.
Now, everybody's wondering, yo, what are you talking about? Shout to Marlon. He said it's really dominating in the streets. It's running mostly other BMWs. Except the engine in the MK4 Supra.
You know what bothers me? I don't know how you feel about it, but I was never a fan where an engine that was good showed up in every other vehicle.
No.
Like from the manufacturer, let's say like engine for the 2J. If it showed up in 14 other cars, I've been like this.
It's not really important. That means that they building the army.
Yeah, precisely. Precisely.
But now if you have a 2J in a Supra and then you have it in a 4-door Chaser, you like, a 4-door Chaser?
Yeah, that's a little different. Like, what are you doing over there? Like even the R33 Skyline, many people don't know it came with a 4-door with the RB in there.
Even the Pontiac GTO motor. Why is it in G8? Why? Squealing tires in reverse. At the end of the day,
Mods, the newest and freshest. Modifications, parts, and fashion. Only on Rally Radio.
let's get into this a little bit. You already know how we get down. We bring you the hot mods. And this is one thing I wanted to talk about. Ducati unveils the most powerful single cylinder engine. And this is why I wanted to talk about this. Because at the end of the day, this just goes to show the capabilities of aftermarket versus dealer. And you know what the biggest difference is between? Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention, who rock with us. You know what it is?
What's that?
Money. The dealerships got money. The brands have money. Aftermarket is working on their own. They have backing.
But you know what's crazy though? A part of SEMA is for them to get next to or alongside of the dealerships.
But they never do. It never works.
You know why it don't work?
Because you know why? Because brands already have who they want. Damn. Ford has Shelby.
You right, huh?
Honda has Mugen.
Spoon.
Toyota has GR. Indoor.
TRD. Yeah, they got
Indoor. I don't gotta go outside. I go get the GR Corolla, the GR Toyota guys.
I can beat them over the head, and I don't gotta sit and negotiate with you. There's a difference.
There you go.
Damn.
There you go. They don't have to go outside. So why do I need another aftermarket company? When you look at the Ducati, the thing with the Ducati is that they have the Termaguni exhaust. They have all, but these are all brands. At the end of the day, if you really want your engine built by Ducati, it can do that.
You know what I was thinking that if you really wanted Toyota or somebody like that, Honda to really build something for you, they gonna do it. Why they not gonna do it? Carry on.
You know why? Because at the end of the day, they said, you know what? It's cost. It's not cost efficient for us to build you a dominant super engine when we could just sell you the engine and you go somewhere else and have it.
But when you say that, it makes me think about what's the point of like Nissan trying to rejuvenate the R32 or Porsche having a Porsche classic parts for you still?
Legacy and heritage.
Damn.
Those are the reasons why. Because at the end of the day, if you own an R32, if you are one of the few lucky people who still have an R32 GTR manual outside Nismo, then yes, you deserve to have that car rebuilt. If you are one of the few people who have a 1987 Porsche 911 Turbo, you deserve to have that car rebuilt. If you are one of the few that has a Mazda RX-7 FC, and you deserve to have that engine rebuilt. And there you go. That's the reason.
I think so. So I think you said it right just now.
That's the only reason. And with that being said, Ducati has leveraged decades of racing and expertise to develop the most powerful, highest revving single-cylinder engine in its history. Available in 2 states of tune, the Super Quattro Mono stands out as the famed Italian brand's first road-going single-cylinder engine
race bike
in over 30 years. One cylinder.
One?
Yes.
So what was all the hubbub about the V4?
I'm telling you. But let's get into it now.
Damn,
You know, when you get into the single cylinder and you get into these kind of horsepower.
So what's the red
numbers,
line, like 17, 18?
the end result is an output of 77.5 horsepower at 9,750 RPM and 46 foot-pounds of torque at 8,000 RPM. The engine has red lines at 10,250.
Damn.
Though Ducati knows that the limiter is set to 10,000 RPM in first gear. If that's not enough, enthusiasts can increase the horsepower and torque to 85 and 49 respectively
Aftermarket.
by ordering an optional Termaguni exhaust system.
Aftermarket.
Odds are this part improves the exhaust too. It goes back to
Aftermarket.
what I was saying. At the end of the day, aftermarket.
So you can't kill aftermarkets. I'm sorry, you can't do it.
They just got to figure out a way to survive. Shout to Marlon.
Damn.
He said back in the day, they were more worried about being liable after you kill yourself with their product. That's a fact. That's a fact. They have the EPA on their side today. That is
You know what though?
Shout to Marlon.
I remember, like, not for nothing, I don't remember many like stories like, yo, people after aftermarket. I don't ever remember. It's always been the mainstream dealerships or like manufacturers rather. Do you remember anything like that?
Yes, I do.
Damn, that's crazy.
But I will say at the end of the day,
Ducati at it again.
Ducati added again. And if you are getting a Ducati with a single engine, it may not make a lot of power because you imagine how light and how nimble that bike is with one cylinder. I'm almost excited.
I think I'm excited. The exhaust is probably angled to the ground again from the V2.
Yes.
From the V4.
Yes.
No, I'm excited from that one, man.
So you got to look at it and
It's
say
a
to
single
yourself,
cylinder making out.
yes,
80 horsepower, you said?
80 horsepower.
Come on, that's crazy. That's more than the V4R from Cowie with a V4 with an inline 4.
Let's go.
Come on.
Think about that. Shout to Ducati for producing.
So you trying to tell me if you got enough cheese in the bank, you could go to these manufacturers like, yo, I need you to craft me up something like this.
And not only that, they'll do it. They'll do it. They'll do it. If you got enough money, they'll get it done.
Yo, that's crazy right there. That right there, I am not surprised. But I will say this, yo. You cannot get rid of the aftermarket, son. The aftermarket been around for this long for a reason.
It's true.
I'm sorry, man, if your exhaust so happened to cost $4,000 for a titanium nastiness. I'm sorry, my bad. But you're getting something in return for this. But understand what you're getting, understand what you're building your car for.
That is a fact.
Because if it wasn't for aftermarket, everybody rolling around with the same. Me personally, I hate seeing the same car.
Do you?
I hate it.
Wow.
Why do they look the same?
Wow.
You have no imagination?
None at all.
Like zero?
None at all.
Your kids don't got imaginations?
None at all.
No sticker?
Nope.
No wheel?
Nope.
No exhaust?
Garbage.
No tire valve caps? Nothing?
Nothing.
Come on, fam. Then at that point, you might as well get an EV. They want us to be the same. Just go grab an EV, yo.
Shout to SI Sean. Let's go.
That's how I feel about it.
You had to
Factory.
get
That's how I
that
feel
off
about
his
it, son.
chest, y'all, because y'all was bothering.
That's it. The EVs for everybody to roll around looking alike, so they can control you the same exact way.
Shout to Military NYC. He said, Hennessy. Let's go. With that being said, we've reached the end of our show. Y'all know how we get down.
It's the Understeer,
What up?
where we like to ask, what the hell were you thinking?
With that being said, I got to give this understeer. Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Zoom for Zoom. Shout for him for being the first time.
100%.
All the time listener. We see you out there. We appreciate you. Shout to Military NYC. Everybody knows how we get down here. It's the bearded one here.
SI Sean, baby. Let's
and
go.
y'all know how we get down. We are moving. And with that being said,
Let's
you
go.
know who gets the understeer?
Who's that?
Honda.
Oh, wait.
God.
You're not talking about this D block recall they got.
No.
No?
I'm talking about the fact that you said you would never make a two-door car again. And the fact that y'all came out with a Prelude electric.
I seen that, so I didn't want to talk about that.
With that being said,
I was hurt.
Honda to me gets the understand. I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the end of the day, you take away a car that a lot of people was sought after. Y'all never did a lot for that car, and not for nothing. The Prelude name itself was always the Frankenstein or what you would put on to test things out. 4-wheel steering didn't come on anything else but the Prelude.
Damn, that's true.
Didn't come on anything else but the Prelude. 2.2 liter VTEC engine did not come in anything else but the Prelude. At the end of the day, you did the Prelude the way you do, and the way y'all did the Prelude, and it's disgusting.
I mean, they did the same thing with the NSX.
Yes,
made it a hybrid.
And I think that at the end of the day, for y'all to even bring this car back, 1, electric, 2, two-door. Why wasn't my Type R two-door?
Damn. You know what though? That the Prelude gonna have an auto on it, or whatever it takes.
What if there's nothing but a shifter in there? It goes from non-power to power. I am upset with that. So with that being said, Honda, even though you are doing a lot of different things, the power of dreams, the creator and manufacturer of my Type R today.
But wait, how do you say it though? We don't get you for what you do.
We get you for how you do.
Let's go.
The Understand.
Let's go.
Where we like to ask, what the hell were you thinking?
Yo, so next week got to be Toyota for that MR2 they trying to release.
And I can't front. And what pisses me off about both of them, they are some beautiful autos. That MR2, whatever it is, autumn with the blue race seats, from here is beautiful. It needs to be gas powered or at least hybrid. But with that being said, we have reached the end of the show.
Before we end this right here,
Let's go.
I feel like it's also disrespectful to having a hybrid, son.
The Prelude? Why?
Or anything like even the MR2, because it's like, how you put that in hybrid?
Don't make it plug-in hybrid.
Oh,
if I gotta stop what I'm doing to charge this, I don't want it.
Stop what I'm doing.
But if I can drive and it charge itself, I'm not so mad at it.
I don't know, man. You know, as the days go on, it's like we gotta stay purist, B. Because that's what they want us to do. They want us to start slowly conforming to what they doing.
Next thing you know, keep an open mind.
Exactly. Turncoats. Next you know, Bitter one got an EV in his driveway.
Whoa, hey. With that being said,
let's go.
We appreciate everybody who's tuned in, paid attention. You know how we get down, man. It's the bearded one here.
SI Sean, baby. Let's go.
And we are in the building. Shout to everybody who's tuned in, who rocked with us this time around. Shout to SI Sean. He's back.
Absolutely.
Everybody was like, yo, where's the 2 shows we at? Y'all was ready to go put an APB out on this guy. And I told you, I said, yo, he got some business he got to handle.
Let's go.
He will be back. But with that being said, man, you know how we get down. Shout to Honda. Shout to Toyota.
Yeah.
Shout to everybody who's tuned in. Shout to Marlon. Shout to Militime NYC.
Let's go.
Shout to Dr. Phil. We ain't hear from him, but shout him anyway. Shout to Jay. Shout to Shy. He's off the shout to Zoom for Zoom.
First time caller. That's lit.
Long time listener. We appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Don't forget, keep it up live. You already know how we get down. If you're not in the group, you playing yourself. Don't forget, email me or call me.
Let's go.
Not call me. Whoa. Message me so you can get into the group at Gutterball Rally, the community. Great group. Everybody has knowledge. I want to see y'all share it a little bit more.
100%.
But with that being said, until next week, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us. Yo, not for nothing. I miss y'all out there, doing whatever I got to do. I'm thinking about, man, the show lit right now. I know they're on holding it down. Just keep rocking, man. Share the word. That's what we really got to do to grow.
And watch for the Type R build, because it's coming. But with that being said, until next week,
son. Yeah.
Pause. We
are
Drop the clutch, hit the gas. Rally Radio, where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio. Where the world of hip-hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to plane. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tunes. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, S.I. Sean, they crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in the Rally Radio.
Where the fast life meets the fast lane.